Good morning and welcome to day one of your daily somatic movement healing workshop / challenge. You should be so proud of yourself for signing up for something just for you. And we are going to dive into the movement in a minute. Before we do, just make sure that you have enough space. Today, I am actually at my parents' house because yesterday was Christmas. So for those of you that celebrate, Merry Christmas. Just enough space for me to move, to be able to lay down is perfect. Make sure you have a journal on hand so that you can go through some of the prompts and we can dive a little bit deeper. And before we even dive into any movement, just feel free to put one hand on the heart and the other on your sacral, right above your belly button, and just ask yourself, what do I need today? What do I need today? And whatever comes up for you. This could be a physical response. This could be something that you're able to give yourself later and pour into yourself, or right now. Maybe what it came up for you is patience. For me, slow came up. So slow as we dive into the movement. What do I need today? And just keep sitting with that.
Where are we? What the hell is going on? To form crop circles in
what you need today. Go ahead and apply that to movement. Start to apply that to movement. If at any time
spin
judge
around again and rub my eyes, describe the happening when busy streets a mess with people would stop to hold their heads heavy.
The whole song, giving yourself what you need.
Hide and seek.
Being completely self-indulgent.
Trains and sewing machine. All those years, they were here first. Oily marks appear on walls where pleasure moments hung before the takeover, the sweeping insensitivity of this
And naturally,
still
and gifting that to yourself.
Trains and sewing machine, catch me around here. They were here first. What you say? Oh, that you only meant well, cause you did. What you say? That it's all for the best, cause it is. What you say? That it's just what we need. You decided this. What what you say? What did she say?
If you're desiring that,
Keep falling at your mouth. It's me, top newspaper, I got it. Cause speak, no feeling, no, I don't believe it. You don't care a bit, you
but
don't
anything
care.
out that needs to come out.
Let's keep falling at your mouth. It's me, top newspaper, I got it. Speak, no feeling, no, you don't care a bit, you don't care, you don't care.
Wrap up the movement for this first song. And go ahead and find stillness. And let's just take a few moments for reflection on that. So go ahead and ask yourself the question in your journal, what you asked yourself: what do I need today? And what was your word or phrase? Mine was slow. And then how did that feel in the body as you were gifting yourself that? Because no matter what it is, no matter what the word is, you can gift yourself that through a somatic movement practice. For me, it felt yawny, like a lot of yawning. Almost like the movement in my body was an extension of that yawn. So second part of this, what did it feel like? Or how did it show up in the body? And then the third thing I want you to consider, was there a moment where you start to feel either through a prompt, a word prompt, or just naturally, viscerally, it's shifting in the body, it wanting to pivot? And for me, it started to pivot. And it was prompting me to tune in and listen. So if your word was listen, what does that look like? Maybe you started sitting, maybe you're on the floor and you feel pain in your shoulder. Well, can you go into that deeper and explore that? Because the whole point of the somatic movement is to allow your mind to sync up with your emotions and also tap into your intuition. So what does that look like? What does that feel like? That's going to be asking yourself every day, what do you need? And out of that, gifting that to yourself. And say the shoulder example, you have pain in the shoulder. You are working that out because that pain in the shoulder is going to be attached to an emotional response of some sort. So we're trying to get to the root of it to release it. And that's why these prompts are so, so powerful. And just wrap up again to go over those questions. What did I need today? What did it feel like in the body? And was there any point during the movement or the song where it started to pivot to a different focal point? All right, we're going to dive into another song. So just wrap up with that. And with this song, you're just going to continue to allow it to unfold. So I'm going to ask you to start lying down on the ground for this next one and to move completely self-indulgently. And I'm going to try not to give you too many prompts, which might feel hard, But again, just know you can always come back to choice of stillness. You can always come back to choice of small movement. You can always come back to choice of experience emotions as they come up. And you can always come back to closing the eyes if needed, if you are getting too much external stimuli. Self-indulgent movement. Keep tapping in. What do I need today? What do I need today? What does it look like? Not worrying about how anything looks. Just leaning in and discovering how it feels.
Come on, skinny love, just let's sing it. Pour a little song we will never hear. My, 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 my. Staring at the sea, across the lake. So I love to wreck it all. Cut out all the ropes and let me fall. My, 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 my. Riding this mountain, this all this time. And I told you to be patient, and I told you to be fine, and I told you to be balanced, and I told you to be kind. And in the morning I'll be with you, but it will be a different kind. And I'm holding on with tickets, and you'll be holding on with fine.
Coming back to what you need today.
Come on, skinny love,
Really staying focusing. Asking yourself that
go so
question.
long, hope you let me see. My, 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 my. Some know it's fool, so slow on the street. And I told you to be patient, and I told you to be fine, and I told you to be balanced, and I told you to be kind. And now all your love is wasted, and then who the hell was I? And I'm breaking at the bridges, and at the end of all your
What's coming
lies.
up? What needs to come out?
Who will love you? Who will find? Who will fall behind?
Go ahead and wrap up the movement for that second song. Coming back to the body and asking yourself, what shifted? What shifted? You probably hear my baby just turned 10 months old. What shifted? Can you go back to the start? What shifted? Was it a set of emotions? What needed to be released? I had this moment where I was just shaking my head, no, 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 no. And that's something that's been really coming up for me during this season of allowing myself to say no to things so I can say yes to the things that I want to say yes to. So things like that, your body is very wise and has a lot of things to tell you. That's why I believe this practice is such a beautiful way to really tap in, unblock on a daily serving basis. It doesn't have to be 30 minutes every single day. I know sometimes we don't have that much time to carve out. It can be 5 minutes, but going into it almost like a detective to look at what is coming up in my body and what did that look like and what did that feel like. So that's your next part. What shifted? What needed to be released? What came up within that? And then the last thing that I want you to consider, I'm going to put on a song for this. What do you want your daily somatic practice to look like? Do you want it to be something that you utilize like a tool in your kit and like your tool belt where maybe you're launching something and you're nervous about it and you're utilizing that? Do you want it to be something that you set up foundationally? If so, what does that look like? Is it going to be 5 minutes in the morning? Like, this is you getting to craft how you want it to look. And if you don't know just yet, maybe you can just dive into what you want it to feel like. So I'm just going to give you one song to think about that. And if you're still working on the first one, no worries. Again, to go through that, what shifted, what needed to be released, we are asking ourselves. And then the second portion of this, what do I want my somatic practice to look or feel like?
I am my mother's only one. It's enough. I wear my garment so it shows. Only love is all. Blue feathers on the floor. Sky is warm, she's the
And then a third thing to consider, what wisdom is my body imparting on me today? And what is there to go back in and explore? Because I believe our body is almost leaving clues on what we need healing on.
I'm moving water, so. Nothing's more. Only love is all. Lapping lakes like every moon. Leaving rope burns when it's rude.
Take another minute to wrap that up. laying out what you want your somatic practice to look like this week, if you're developing it, what you want it to look like moving forward, how you can see it serving you, what you want it to feel like. Diving into those questions. Going back to that first question, if you need to dive in deeper, what shifted during this process for you? What needed to be released? Honoring that. And what clues was my body leaving as wisdom for healing? That is all for today. Be so proud of yourself for showing up and diving into this work. I know it is not easy work, but it will serve you. For me, this is all about tuning in and tapping into my intuition on a daily basis, allowing what emotions to come up to be released, and my body's wisdom showing me where I need to dive in and peel away more layers for healing. So I love this work. It is beautiful work. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me, and I will see you all tomorrow on day 2. Great job, day 1. Take care of yourselves and make sure you're drinking a lot of water today.